just to give you some context, I'm doing a podcast on the go as an online show, just to interview people and what they're up to. Diba? Usually talk shows are celebrities only. Most of the time, diba? So feelings, pwede naman feeling celebrity. And of course, I'm interviewing women because it's International Women's Month.
Yay! Yay to us women.
So that's the gist of it. I'm here with two ladies. Let them introduce themselves. So who are you? What do you do? Maybe you should introduce yourself first because I'm not sure how to pronounce your last name.
5 points to Gryffindor if sakto pa ka-pronounce ako last name. So hi, my name is Elisabeth Baumgart. You can call me Liz. I am a program officer of the Ramon Aboitiz Foundation and I run a program called the Rafi Triennial Awards. Yay!
Hi, I'm Jenny. I'm from Ramon Aboitiz Foundation. I work there. And my program is called the Leadership and Governance Initiatives.
So you're involved in different projects. You're in the youth. You're not.
not necessarily youth.
Yeah, but most of the Triennial awardees are
Youthful
individuals and institutions led by youthful individuals.
So what is the Triennial Awards?
The Triennial Awards is an awards program where we recognize exemplary individuals and outstanding institutions who do good in the Visayas and Mindanao. So these are unsung heroes who you don't usually hear about, like people who are in the mountains of South Cotabato building schools for indigenous people, or institutions who are in Maguindanao who are reformed rebels who are providing livelihood programs and other initiatives for places who have been affected by peace conflict in the area, affected by conflict in the areas. So we want to recognize these people.
So that's the program.
Yes.
What do they get? Aside from recognition,
we provide them with prize money so that they can further their work. So that they can contribute.
Prize, or is it a grant?
Sorry?
Is it a grant?
A prize.
Okay,
Good
prize.
And then we also publish them in books, provide them with capability building programs so that they can, be more, so that they can do more as well in the places where they are.
Okay. What about you?
If you're old enough, we will nominate you or ask someone.
No, I was part of the Triennial Exchange, so
Where did you go?
Where did you go?
Davao.
To Brokenshire, I think.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, awesome.
So the exchange program is for the youth to have an exchange with the youthful.
Yes, those with
individuals.
lots of experience. Yeah.
So knowledge sharing and
Sharing,
interaction with different generations.
Yes, definitely. Yes.
Let's just not tell them what year that was, because that was several years ago.
It's 2011.
Oh, 2011.
Very
Are you
recent.
sure?
I think it's 2011.
Yeah, that's probably 2011.
So, what programs are you currently doing?
Me,
Since you're in the youth program.
It's called the Leadership and Governance Initiatives. Basically, it started with the Young Minds Academy. We had 10 runs of a youth development program. That
So it's over?
8 months. Actually, it will be
Revamped.
relaunched next year
Did not
with
know
the
that.
Cool Adventure Camp. And but then the 10 years that we've been doing the Young Minds Academy, now we have upscaled it. We are inculcating, or we are tapping the USJR, NSTP, CWTS, and they are going to implement a YMA-inspired CWTS curriculum on June. So it will be the first run with a YMA-themed curriculum. And then
So that's for this year only? Only USJR?
USJR first, it's like our pilot
Okay.
university, and then after we document things, and we can also share it to other universities. And we also have the leadership academies, both in LGUs, local government units, and also the schools. So we started. Actually, it has been going on, like the Technologian Leaders Academy, Hosenian Leaders Academy, Normalite Leaders Academy, and just recently the Consolacion Leaders Academy opened for the young people of Consolacion. So we are helping them with their leadership academies. We are also partnering with the Cebu provincial government with their own leadership academy. It's called the Capital Citizenship and Leadership Academy, training the millennials working in government. So it's really the upscaling of the previous Young Minds Academy program to different sectors, and more people can join the program.
Okay. So that's what you do. So let's segue.
Yes.
So starting with Elisabeth.
Yes.
So ideally, what do you want to do in relation to are you into the whole development work?
Yes.
Yes. So if you're not doing what you're doing, what would you rather do in relation to development work?
I really like training. So if I not doing what I do right now with Rafi, I would most likely be in a training field. Still with an NGO doing training. Aside from that, most likely also writing, like really specialized writing for social good. I mean, I think for me, communications is always like one way of providing social change. So we provide, most likely focusing on writing and then training.
So what did you study in college then?
Media communications.
Is it DevCom?
No, specialized really in focusing on media communications in STC.
How about you, Jenny? Same question.
Same question. Okay, if I think I would be doing a startup for a social enterprise for young people to help a community. Basically, that's an idea. But then, and also aside from that, I also want my love is really youth development. And aside from that, I would, for development, maybe I am also thinking of helping the government, being in government service, not necessarily as a politician, but someone who can help the government do their jobs well. So
be in the government or
be in the government. So maybe a government position where I can optimize my skills and also share my competence to a certain LG or an agency. So that's it.
Jenny for president.
Yes. Please vote for me. Vernon will be my campaign manager.
pass? What are you excited about in the present? Not necessarily related to what you're doing, but just generally, what are you excited? Or who wants to go first? Who wants to go first?
Well,
Or what are you currently obsessed about? Excited about?
Dogs.
Okay. Dogs. That's nice. So what about dogs? Do you have a dog?
Yes,
How many?
one.
Okay.
She has
we have 2 huskies and
And a half.
one. Yes, and one. It's 2.5.
1.5.
And
more.
1 chihuahua. We actually adopted a chihuahua. That's from our neighbors.
So that's 3.
Yes. So yeah,
2 huskies?
2 huskies.
How much is a husky?
A husky? It really depends. It really depends on where you buy it. Of course, some people want to ship huskies and everything, but for us, we want to we really like having dogs around. It's really something that makes that is really something that we enjoy.
So what about your dogs?
Maybe I'll be a husky trainer or a dog trainer if I'm not here in Ravidra.
A dog whisperer?
Dog whisperer na si
Why
Jenny.
not?
But it was her excitement.
Both of us like dogs.
Okay.
I think for me this year, what I'm really excited about is on a personal level, I guess. One thing that I realized over time in social dev is like we give a lot. You give a lot of yourself. You give a lot of your time. You spend a lot of time with other people. But I think over the past few months and years, one thing that I realized is that you also have to pause and also give something for yourself as well. So this year, what I'm excited about is like more time for myself, like recharging, understanding more of what I'm
But
doing.
not necessarily stopping.
Not
what-
necessarily stuff. I guess it's
Laying low.
like not laying low, but pausing so that you understand more about yourself, where you can decrease, where you
Soul
can
searching?
increase. No, not soul searching. I think
Purpose searching. No.
it's slowing down so that you can
Slowing down.
re-energize. I think when I started in social dev,
So you're excited about slowing down.
yeah, so that
Okay.
I swear it's like when we started, like for me when I started in social dev, it's like 24/7 ang imong work, like on Saturdays, Sundays, you wake up at the crack of dawn because you go out on field, you go to faraway places like in Laguna or wherever. But I guess at this kind of age, you want to slow down so that you can be a better version of yourself. You understand where you want to specialize. Like for me this year, that's what I'm doing. I'm finding more time for myself so that I can read more, understand myself a little bit better, know where
Watch
I can
movies more.
watch movies more, and then also travel a little bit more. So
Travel not for dev work.
not for that work, but for
Okay.
yourself.
For
Like
yourself.
But you don't travel. You don't take like these micro travels when you're taking a development trip.
for work. No, I haven't. No, it's like you go somewhere and then you come back.
Basically your energy is fully allocated.
Like yeah,
Even
focus-
if you're in field work,
Yes.
Yeah.
of course you like environment and all, but it's different when you
Yeah.
travel for yourself.
like for me this year, this is the first
Never
time
done
after.
that. I'm always distracted.
Like sa dev work, like you go out on field and then yung field area is like near the beach, but you can't really like enjoy wherever you are because you're focused on work. So like for me this year, it's really, I know it sounds a little bit selfish, but at the same time for me, I see the value of like stopping and saying, okay, I want to focus on traveling a little bit more so that I understand like
So you don't multitask.
on field work for travel, because you really focus on where you are. You can't really take a side trip because of course you bring a delegation with you, you bring
No.
a team with you, and you can say, hey team, wait lang ha, mag-sunbathe sa side. And mag-pause sa ako and reflect sa ako. Okay, so muna, like this year, it's my first trip to
very
go
interesting for me.
home. For me, this is the first trip I'm going home to Germany this year.
Yay!
So it's the first time since we transferred
You're
here.
German?
I'm half.
Okay.
German.
I'm half German. So after like I think more than 20 years, it's my first trip back home, second home. So or siya, like for me, I'm very excited to discover that part of myself again.
Are you really German?
Half lang, half. Hello.
You don't seem angry. Or-
Oh, that's so racist.
No, that's stereotype. That's stereotype.
Stereotype.
That's stereotype.
So that's what I'm excited about. Reflecting more, understanding myself. I'm a highly more reflective person. That's something that was taught to me by my mentor. So like really understanding your self-awareness is dapat very
Yes.
very important
Yes.
for you, especially if you're in a dev work field. So focusing more on that chunk of yourself for me this year. So
How about you, Jenny?
Well, I'm excited for her to go to Germany. But for me, I think part of my
excited.
excitement, as part of like a personal development, is really going back to school. I hope I can finish my master's, my graduate studies on August this year. Hopefully.
What masters?
It's masters in public administration in a university here. I think I agree with Liz that it's really maybe a time for us to like also pause and look at personal development and learn so we can also do more for others.
Yes.
So it's also a way for us to like look back and see where we can also improve in terms of like knowledge and skills, as we've been doing a lot of things for like others, and maybe it's now time for us to like also look back and what can I do for myself to improve myself some more, and also so that I can also give more for others. So yes, Mr. Jenny.
So,
You call me Master Jenny afterwards.
so I believe in that na you need to be selfish in order to be selfless.
That's nice.
So that if you're not in a position to give, what else can you give, diba? Like your impact is limited if you're just here and then you want to give more but you're unable to give more.
Yes.
Muna, I talk about business.
So what do you do, Vernon?
What do? I do this. I identify myself as a content creator. That's what I've been doing for more than 10 years.
Content creator.
Content creator. Any content, like it's writing. This one this is video, and then I can even like just remove the visual and just make it into sound, so that's turns into like a podcast. So this is multitask. Or if I'm lazy to write, I can just listen to this and I will transcribe this. And I have an article for my column. See what? So that's why I reacted to what you're saying. Like you're focused in your work. I like to multitask. So like this one, I explain, like whenever I do something, it hits a lot of things. So I also identify as a lazy person. But people don't.
You're a multitasker and you identify yourself lazy.
No,
A lazy.
A lazy multitasker.
no. I just think, like I studied industrial engineering, and we're taught like it's all about efficiency.
Yeah.
Like remove non-value adding activity or waste, or avoid doing like wasteful action. So that's why like most of the things I do, if I set a goal, dapat like it hits many, like it's like a goal has to have a like bucket list, like check. Okay, I'll do that. So that's why I think I don't think the right word is even multitask. It's just efficient. You can do a lot of things from this content alone. And then when I release the output, people think like, oh, you're so hardworking. No, it's not. It's efficient.
Yeah. It's capturing knowledge and actually doing something about.
So that's why like I asked her, when you travel, don't you like take, utilize it? Doesn't have to be a side trip, more of like micro like trip within your current trip. Like it's like you pause and just enjoy that view, and then you're going to your thing again.
Not my mga. Yeah, I think there are moments like that, especially my own job, where we really, while going home, you always pause somewhere and.
But not during.
Not during.
You're like
When
you're
we're
going home, okay.
Hapit sa tagari. But I get you, like when I do my field work, like, because I write as well for another paper.
It's okay. I write for Freeman.
When I write for Sunstar, for my column, for the field work that I do, I usually for Rafi, sometimes I also write about those experiences. So at least you have content as well. Once you meet people, you understand their cultures, activities, or things that they do. I use that as my like content for the stories that I write. So that's always some value adding as well to other things that I do.
So do you write? Since we write.
I think I'm out of place here. I just really want to like watch videos and listen to
you
music.
consume.
So I am the consumer. I'm the
Consumer
reader.
media.
Yes.
No, I think you should at least try to create content. Do you know what one of my problems in Google is that there's not a lot of stories, or like, for example, in Facebook you can only count with one or two fingers how many media pages that are dedicated to like good stories. Upwards,
Yes.
some maybe one hand, but there's not a lot of
Yeah.
content like that.
And I think that's also the reason why if you work in development, for development in our country, people don't really understand what you
Yes,
do.
because there's no outlet, there's
Yes,
nothing to consume related.
But I do
that.
write those things, especially for work, but it's not really as good as maybe you guys. But
Video.
but videos, I can ask our com to make some videos.
No, you just need a phone.
Mag-vlogger.
Oh yeah, I'm just too shy to do these things.
No, have you taken a selfie before?
Yeah, but then it's always
It starts with a
weird.
selfie.
It always feels weird.
Selfie
But then
muna,
going
bago.
back to like development work, even my mom don't know what I do. It's like if every time she's asked where I work, she just says she works for the White Biz. So I think
Sounds
she's
so
also
vague. It sounds so vague.
one of the like things that we also need to work on. So I agree, especially because when you talk about development and in line with the the International Women's Month, there are a lot of women working for development.
Yeah.
Actually, in our organization, the leaders in our organization, especially our COO, our president, our executive director, also our vice president, are women. So there are a lot of like empowered women working for development, trying to make our community better. So yeah.
Jenny will now create videos. You can start with stories.
I will try and I will.
Because it's
and
just 24
you should
hours.
share my video.
Then it depends on you. Depends on you.
Oh my god.
Maybe this will be the first thing you will share, siguro.
Yeah, this will be the first thing I will share.
Because I think you have lots of followers already.
I don't think so.
No.
Following.
No, you ran up. How many years have you ran the program previously for YMA?
It's 3 years.
So how many students?
Mga
are that?
100
So
per
100
batch.
per batch,
So
like 300.
300.
Around
Captured
mga
market.
215.
300.
Yeah, I write. I can write, but the video thing, I don't know.
Or audio. Magyaw-yaw lang kami. Alam.
Oh yeah, we can always dream. But I agree with that. It's like more content for development.
Yeah, just very limited content. And even if let's say foundations generate content, it's skewed towards what they're trying to promote.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, although that's not bad, but what about the ones that are composed, or the ones that are doing also the field work, like in the mountains or crossing rivers or whatever adventurous things. Like I think if people, or if certain organizations will turn the typical job, like if you're trying to hire people, it's just text. In the context, it's just text.
Yeah.
Versus if you show them, it's more exciting.
Yeah.
Diba? So let's say what's your job title and what's your job description? For example,
My job.
job title and then job description.
I'm a program officer.
You're a programmer. That's the
Yeah.
assumption, like programming.
Yeah.
Diba? You're an IT.
Yeah, I'm computer science
Okay, sorry.
graduate.
Computer science. But when you hear the word program for the
Yeah,
typical,
Yeah, it's a programmer, a software engineer.
and then the description, just an outline, for example.
You run
just-
the Rafi Troyan Awards, manage the whole program.
But if you show that, what are the good side or the bad side? Like you're organizing,
Yeah,
So
organizing.
you
training.
get an idea.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's the work. So it actually makes more sense to see it, and then it acts like a filter.
Yeah.
Sad nga. Let's say if it's a job like an engineering job, pipeline engineer, and then this is what you do, this is roles and responsibilities. Versus if you show it na nagkamang-kamang ni siya pipe, and then you're like claustrophobic, ako nila kung mga plan ay bala.
True.
So same with your I think any development or not just development. No, ako naman ako.
No, we're actually learning from you. Yeah, we will go and I will try to make more videos. I'll send it to you.
But of
So you
course
can
in line
propose it
within
and
the
develop.
policies. Because that's it. Because many the branding is important.
Yes.
So you have to adhere to the
branding policies
branding
of our
policies
organization.
of whatever
But we
organization.
also have a lot of like passion projects that we can also
So what are your passion
share.
projects outside?
Liz has a lot of passion projects.
Wow.
Forward.
Thank you for passing that to me.
Liz.
My passion projects. Well, I like to support groups and people and institutions and
Moral support?
not moral support,
Financial
but not financial support.
skills.
Skills. So I do a lot of training and capability building activities for youth groups as well. So I support them a lot. So before, whenever in my previous work with Ayala Foundation, I handled also a youth program. So I handled an alumni community. So the alumni community is like all over the Philippines. So once I came back to Cebu, I focused on our chapter here. So we do a lot of capability building. We train, we look over the kids, the alumni of the community. So I do that. I focus on training. At the same time, like I love agriculture. Like,
Yes.
So in the past, also did some volunteer work for organic farming, an organic farmers market. So I helped out and promoted that as well a little bit, and like visited the market every Saturday. So I feel like that in a country where we are highly rich in all of these resources, yet we do not give a lot of premium and support to our farmers. And sila spermi ang nasa losing end in terms of the whole cycle of business. I feel like that more focus and support should be placed on our farmers, our fisherfolk community, so that dili lang sila lugi because of like the whole trade industry and in farming. So putting focus on that as well. So yeah, if something comes along, especially when it's of my interest, I help out in writing, in capability building, in training of institutions. So I think like at the end of the day, my goal is that if we help them out, I should no longer be needed by that organization. That's my mantra in life. Like when we help out, like at the end of the day, if I provide your training, you shouldn't need me anymore, because that's a sign where you have really provided there in terms of capability building. That you can things. So that di sila mo balik-balik ni mo ba asking for help, so that you don't also build dependency and you're empowered and strong enough to do things on their own.
I'm also excited about agriculture
Yes,
because there's a lot of money in it.
A lot
that's true.
of opportunities actually.
That's
Yes.
true.
Maybe like after Holy Week, I'll be an urban hog racer.
Oy, that's nice.
Babuyan goals.
Organic.
Babuyan goals.
Go for organic.
Go for
Organic? I don't know.
But it's
I'm just looking at the returns.
I think it's
Yeah, but it's also like another episode.
that's exciting. There's a lot of potential in the whole agri industry and
crowd farming.
crowd farming. What's crowd farming? Is that the same as
Yeah, there's a farmer or a farmers organization. They set up an example is Cropital. Look it up. Instead of going to the banks, because the banks are strict, requires collateral and all that, you ask for funds, the wallet. So you ask for funds
Jenny's money?
to the public or to or private. It's like private. It's like private investing, micro private investing, but it's a group of people. So let's say I'm a farmer, I lack funds.
And then the public fund, it's like crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's crowdfunding.
Yeah, but
So get your money, and let's say it's pigs. So for the pig, it's like 2.5, 2.6.
yeah, and then people.
And then you just mark it up a little. You just package the feeds, the labor, and then it's just buy and sell.
I love crowdfunding. It's something that I used to do in the past. It's like Kiva.
It's like Kiva. So, but it's just Kiva's lending.
Yeah, it's lending.
It's lending.
I love crowdfunding. It's like one of the most exciting platforms in terms of like engaging the public and then helping like small communities or individuals like do whatever they want to do.
So you
I'm
can
learning a
consider
lot
that
from you guys.
for your
Yes.
startup.
Yeah, we can do some startups
That's crowdfunding.
Crowdfund.
and start a business because this guy right here is into business and
Now I need to be selfish before I can be.
that's interesting. Me, my passion project aside from my dogs, I help a lot of like young people do startups, projects. So I'm lucky because it's also part of my work. Something that's interesting about this year is our young people who happens to be my friends also. They started a youth group. It's like they are training young people, trying to help the kids to stay in school, and also they're also training them for soccer. So it's something
Football.
Football, because he thinks it's really football. But,
Soccer is
so-
for Americans.
Yes, and we are Americanized, so football. It's something that I'm interested in, and
Do you
I'm
play?
trying
You should
to-
play.
Yeah, I try. I hope I can play, and I can show you some of my skills, which is really zero. No, I'm not really into sports, but what I like about it is the opportunities. Opportunities for like these street children to feel dignity and also learn about more of others and also of themselves. So because when you play sports, it's really about discipline more than the playing. It's really about discipline and trying to live up to the values that the team believes in. So I'm very actually excited about their project.
So how do you, let's say if I'm a young person, I'm still young.
We are all.
So how do you start in, let's say, doing development work or social work or whatever you call it? Like what can you tell them or what advice to get started and keep at it?
Advice, love. Char. Love, Jude. I think it's one thing I learned is that this kind of work requires a lot of love.
I don't have love.
You're loving this, and that
Okay.
these whole conversations that are you doing also provides a lot of change for others. I think love what you are doing, love a community, love a passion project, love a certain thing that you wanna affect change in. You can do it by volunteer. You don't have to be like professionally employed in an NGO or there are a lot of organizations who require volunteers for their projects or programs. So it's, young people can look that up. You can look up for volunteer gigs or even just start small. Find something that you're passionate about, help out, and then ask yourself, where can I affect the greatest change? There's a wonderful saying that I live by. It's from Frederick Beckner.
This is German?
German. I think he's German. He said the place where God loves you is where the world's hunger, ang kagutom sa kalibutan, and your passion meets. So if it's a Venn diagram, if it's muna siya ang kagutom sa kalibutan, the world's hunger, and this is your passion and the things that you love, and mag-abot ni silang duha, this tiny little place where it kind of nag-overlap,
Intersect. Or
nag-intersect, that's where you're supposed to be. And so muna, like, ask yourself, where's the world's hunger? Where can my passions, the things that I'm very good at, where can I apply these things and also help out in the world's hunger? And then that's where you're supposed to be. And that's what I've been living by for the past so many years since I discovered this, this whole craziness about like community work and helping others and really applying myself and the love that I have for others and the communities. So #puso. So there.
do you want a different question?
What do you want to know?
Yeah, same question.
The advice is really to, for me, it's very important to be passionate about the things that you believe in, and not giving up easily, especially when you want to achieve something. I think it's been a pattern most of the time because I've been working with young people, and then most of the time they just want to like give up as easily especially on the things that they think will work, but and eventually at one point,
Because they want it easy or they want it fast.
yeah. So it's just really to pursue the things that you want to pursue, and good things will not come for free, and it's just be passionate. If things get tough, do not quit, and just stay there, hang in there, and do things that may also contribute to the better of like a certain project or a program. So I think it's one thing that I have been also praying for, because it's not only that young people experience the things, it's also like it's for everyone. So it's something that we all need to work on. It's really being passionate and not giving up easily on the things, especially on our dreams.
Wow. Very deep. So to sum it up, like, you have to be self-aware of what you want. Part of that is love. You need to be patient. Keep at it. Hard work. And do the right thing. Charm.
Char.
So thank you very much,
Thank
Jenny
you.
and Elisabeth, for gracing my vice or
Thank you very much, Vernon.
Podcast on the Go. Thank you.
Yes, and maybe in February next year you will see him talk
Where?
about his love,
Huh?
for his passion.
Ah, okay. Namontratan mo.
We can interview you
What's that? For what? For what is that?
for your podcast. Maybe it's also time for you like to talk.
Ano na eh.